Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Yeah. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the People's Channel, home of the BitSquad, largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Benjamin. You watch BitBoy Espanol. And I come to you every single day, live, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Wednesday, July 13th. And man, this is a continuation today of what we saw yesterday. We talked about the projections. Some people were saying the projections were anywhere from 8.6 to 8.9, 9% the highest. It has came out at 9.1%. This is pretty much doomsday scenario for the markets. To be honest with you, I don't know what they're doing right now exactly. Bitcoin's at 19,500. It did go as low as 18. That's the weekly chart. I guess that is probably going to be the same on the daily, I would guess. Frank will come up and talk charts here in a little bit. But yeah, it went down to 18.8, 18.7 today. Guys, I am expecting this, you look at the trend line here on the daily chart, and right now we are bodied below the trend line. Guys, be prepared. This thing is probably taking off like a rocket, except going the wrong way. So Frank's going to come on a little bit later and talk charts with you guys, obviously. But yeah, there you go. Checking out the channel here. Don't forget to subscribe to all of our other channels. We actually just hit 100 subscribers. These are old numbers, actually. We had 108 subscribers on BitBoy Espanol, or 108. 108. BitBoy Bits, our short form channel. Frankie Candles, almost at 21K. When are you hitting 21K, Frank?
We are so close. Somebody subscribe. I think we're like 2 subscribers away. We were so close to 21K.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're moving up, baby.
There you go. Hit Network, MetaMoney, NFT Alpha. You guys know the drill. Make sure you're subscribed, obviously, to BitBoy Crypto as well. Here's a peek at the Spanish channel. Libertad a través de cripto. Look at that. It really took off once. Well, Deezy's got more views than me. That's a scam. Okay. All right, moving right along. We're doing the nightly wrap-up videos over there for now. We might extend it. We'll probably at some point extend to do more content in Espanol in La Futura. Is that future? La Futura?
Yeah,
Make that up. Okay. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you want to know what's going on with Celsius, I put out a pretty long thread. You guys like that? I'd rather gag myself with a Slim Jim than go to an OpenSea Spaces. I tweeted about this last night, a thread. Here it is. Is this the thread? Yes, here's the thread. This is the thread about what's going on with my Celsius lawsuit. Right now, long and short of it is it is on hold while we are observing what Celsius is going to do over the next few weeks. But this thread here I posted on Twitter is a great look into what I'm doing, what options are available for other people at this point. What we tried to do and it failed. We just couldn't get, fortunately, we couldn't get enough people to sign up. We had a lot of people say they would, but then they didn't pay the retainer and it just kind of fell apart. Now I got a lot of people messaging me saying they'd still like to be a part of that, but we decided to put that on hold for now. So it's going to talk about what I'm doing personally with lawsuit, what options are available to other people, what is going on situationally right now with Celsius, which is making me pause and wait a little bit. And then obviously, as well, I go into kind of what I think this will look like in the future. We'll look back on this. So go check that out. Did we ever end up investing in a little gold from Unforgettable Name? No, we did not. I don't think we did that. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well, BitBoy_crypto. Hit merch if you want to get some cool merch. Let's check out Coin Market Cap. It was at 887 yesterday. Today, we are now at 873 billion. We are at 71 billion in volume. So you see the volume is picked up. That is dangerous right now because that's what you need to really get the price going in one direction to break trend lines. Looks like we're going below. Dominance, 42.7%. ETH dominance, 14.8%. Same spot we left it yesterday. It's going to cost you 26 and a half Paraguays to send an ETH transaction. Checking out Bitcoin here, $19,468. Ethereum at 1,060. Lawsuit on hold, aka you've already lost your lawsuit claim. No, that's not true. We needed 10 people that had 7 figures or more in losses on Celsius, and we could only get one person to sign up. That was it. I had about 100 candidates. 20 of them talked to the lawyer. One of them decided they were going to do it, and me and that one person were not enough. And to be honest with you, I don't have enough time to chase down people to get it going, especially now that it's taken 2 weeks. Now Celsius is at a much more pivotal spot. Let me explain to you what's happened with that. They had a law firm, Aikens Law Firm. That law firm was pressuring them to file bankruptcy, and they would not file bankruptcy. Celsius would not. They fired the attorney, the restructuring attorney, over it. They've now brought in another attorney who is open to not doing bankruptcy. However, this is the same attorney or law firm that Voyager used that did do their bankruptcy. So right now it's at a very pivotal point. I think it's really kind of senseless to start paying lawyers a bunch of money right now when it's at a pivotal spot. The arbitration is 60 days. So basically they would have to not file bankruptcy in the next 60 days for that to work. Breakfast burrito for president of Latinos. What? I don't get. Why did I read that? I am the breakfast burrito president of Latinos. That's what you're saying. PJ, that was
so
strange.
random.
That really messed up my train of thought. So anyways, it's also very difficult for Celsius right now not to file bankruptcy because of the other bankruptcies that were filed. They're putting a lot of pressure on them to do it. And it also gives them kind of an escape route. Everybody else did it. We just did what everybody else did. And then actually the best chance for us to get money back may be if they do the same style that Voyager did, since they're using the same attorney, and we could get a pro rata share. I said on the thread, I think it could be more like 10 to 25, more like 15 to 25% of your money we could get back with that. That may be pie in the sky. But Celsius is not waiting on Three Arrows Capital money to come in like Voyager is. And so I think that makes their number lower. You're going to get less because they're never getting that money back. I don't believe, unless somebody says that I'm wrong here, that Celsius has a big, claim against Three Arrows Capital. I don't know if they do. Why is Voyager tanking 400% in a day? Well, nothing can tank 400%. Something could go up 400%, but it cannot go down more than 100%. Nothing can ever go down more than 100%. Remember that. So guys, and also really quick, don't forget to smash that like button. Number one thing you can do to help the channel, smash that like button. If you're watching on a smart TV, X out of the chat, hit the like button, come back to the chat. If you're watching on mobile, I got that backwards. If you're watching on mobile, do that. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, more actions, more options, and hit that like button, react, and then the like button. So have you changed your spending this year due to make up for inflation? 63% say yes. 63 say yes, 36% say no. We have for sure. I'm actually considering flying coach. I haven't flown coach in forever. I said I'd never do it again. Unless sometimes you have to because it's not available. You miss a flight gets whatever. But I always try to fly first class. And I'm going to be making several Europe trips between now and January. 4 Europe trips, Switzerland, Amsterdam, London. Well, Dubai's not in Europe. So 3 Europe, 1 to Dubai. Little travel schedule for the rest of the year there. It's $7,000 for a first class ticket, $1,000 for a coach. I mean, that's bear market. That's hard to stomach $7,000 versus $1,000 price difference. So anyways, coming back down this list, BNB at 222, XRP at 31, Cardano at 42 cents, 33 cents for Solana, and Dogecoin at 6 cents. It sees dead coins. That was a great joke, guys. If y'all did not get that joke, that was an incredible joke. Yes, the Sixth Sense. It sees dead coins. So,
Classic.
anyways, there you go. Biggest gainers of the day. We have Decred making a return. I used to really like Decred back in 2017. Curve, Arweave, Serum. Serum continuing to have a massive week, 40% up. Aave with another move. Kadena moving, and there you go. Real quick, I do want to say before we bring Frank up here, well, actually, I'm going to cover these Market Watch stories first. But before I do that, I do want to say I talked about Lido. I don't know if it's Lido or Lido Finance yesterday. Kobe, Crypto Cobain used to go by on Twitter. He is the co-founder of that. But I got a little more, and somebody sent me a message. It was a very helpful message explaining exactly how ST-ETH works, the thing that basically cracked all these platforms. And basically what he said is the founders or anybody would have nothing to do with what happened. The coin is designed the way it's designed. It's not really designed to have a peg. And what happened is because these companies were so incredibly negligent with our money, not hedging at all, totally putting us out there with naked risk for our money without us knowing it. Somehow they were able to manipulate the Lido Finance, the way it's set up. They were basically just extreme DeFi degening, and that's what broke everything. It wasn't actually, according to this guy, who sent me a very detailed message. I don't know, maybe it's Kobe's alt account, I don't know, but so it seemed legit. I want to, I don't ever want to give bad information. I didn't give bad information yesterday. I didn't think, but just wanted to give you a little more clarification on that. So somebody says Kobe's no longer there. Okay, thanks for that information. Like I said, I just remember he was associated with it. Bitcoin wipes 15 billion from market cap in 10 minutos. 10 minutos as U.S. inflation data runs hot. We'll get more into this here in just a little bit, but you can see what happened when that got announced. Lost 15 billion, 371 billion, reaching a low, yada, yada, yada. And then we got this story here. Bitcoin could fall to 13.6 thousand this year. An entire panel of experts says, guys, it can go a lot further than 13.6. It could certainly go to 4 digits. I don't think it'll go much below that. 13.6 is in play for a bottom, but I do think, 10 to 14, good range. We could see below 10, though. Don't think it couldn't happen. When I said in January, if you don't think Bitcoin can go back underneath $20,000, then you haven't been here very long. Same thing here. If you don't think it could go below 10,000 at this point, you haven't been here very long because it can go to those kinds of numbers. Frank, come on up.
Let's do it.
Oh, you're going to do it from over there. You're going to do it from over here, right?
Yeah, I'm coming up to you. Yeah.
Frank's on double duty. Okay. It's just me, Frank, and a BJ in here. Hey. BJ's over there.
Could be worse. What is going on, everybody? Just saw you 2 seconds ago. But we got a lot of good stuff to look at on the charts here today. We're going to take a look at this little dip that we got this morning that happened super fast. I'm going to let you guys know what I'm thinking about the markets. I'm going to show you some levels, and we're just going to kind of talk a little bit about, the little bit more macro. I'm going to start here on the daily chart, right? Obviously, it is looking. It did, right? So we've been having trust issues with these weekly green dots. They have not been confirming. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. But it is good to know that we have confirmed the weekly green dot, which is typically a pretty rare bullish sign. Now, on the contrary, it is looking like we are creating another bear flag here as we start to peak below. This is important to keep an eye on, right? Because obviously we've been talking about this for a little while now. We've been seeing Bitcoin loving these bear flags, right? You come down in a big move, you go sideways, you get a big dump. You move sideways, you get a big dump. These are bearish continuation patterns, and they are playing out as they should, in a bear market. So we are starting to form another bear flag. Now, we were talking about this possibly being an ascending triangle, but now that we've made a higher high right here, it is looking a little bit more like a bear flag. Now, the one thing to keep in mind here is although Bitcoin has been loving these bear flags and they've been playing out, just as they usually, just as they should, right? Bearish continuation pattern, they are all textbook. They have been playing out absolutely beautifully during this bear market. The one thing you want to remember here is, number one, we've come down basically in a straight line here. We have not seen any significant relief or any significant bounce on the way down here. So with the weekly RSI so oversold, the weekly double green dot, right? I'll just pull it up real quick here, right? Weekly double green dot. These are typically very, very bullish. This is confirmed, so it's not going to disappear. We've been waiting for this to happen for a while. And then the 6-day did confirm. The 6-day did confirm 2 double green dots, or CryptoFace calls them snake eyes, on the 6-day, which is also a very, very rare bullish signal. I actually don't think it's ever happened. I don't want to waste any time to go look, but I'm pretty sure it has never happened. So, although we are seeing the bear flag, you want to be really careful right now because nothing goes down in a straight line. Now, that's not to say that this bear flag cannot play out. And we're going to zoom into the price action real quick to take a closer look. But you just want to be very, very careful. If you're trading out there, make sure you have your stop losses set because, this bear flag that we're forming right now, the market's in a little bit different of the market environment's a little bit different than these past two, right? The weekly super oversold. You got the double green dots on the 6-day. You got the green dot confirmed on the weekly. So there are signs showing that the selling pressure could slow down, but in a bear market, they can be brutal. If you've been through a bear market, I know Ben can attest to this. They can be absolutely brutal. So don't think that just because we got the weekly green dot, it's an automatic bottom. We're definitely coming up. Now, I would be shocked to see, if this bear flag does break down, which is possible, I would be kind of shocked to see almost zero reaction off of that weekly green dot. But I just wanted to point that out, right? It's looking like another bear flag, pretty bearish, but just be careful because we are pretty low right now. Everything is super oversold, got the green dots, marking a possible bottom. So just be careful. But now zooming in a little bit, I do want to point out the 2-day is now printing a red dot here that is pretty bearish as well. Now, this isn't like a rare bullish sign, but typically when you get these red dots, they do bring you down. And something interesting I want to point out to you guys is the last red dot we got on the 2-day happened to print right at the breakdown of the previous bear flag, right? And then if you look right here, our another green dot that we had. So we have the one now. The last one was at basically the breakdown of this bear flag. And then if you come over to this green dot, also was the breakdown, original breakdown of, the previous bear flag. So 2-day red dot making me feel a little bit more bearish, could bring us down just a little bit here. Now, I just want to zoom in just a little bit because we do have some more bearish signs popping up. I know you guys are going to absolutely hate me today, but here we go. Turning on Market Cipher A. Just do want to point this out because you don't want to ignore it, right? We have been pulling up. I think it's on regular candles. Yeah, if you pull up your regular candles, we are printing a yellow X on the 4-hour. Right now, we got a nice little pump. But a lot of times with these yellow X's, you print the yellow X, you get a little fake out pump, and then you dump. Doesn't mean it's 100% going to happen, but it is typically how they happen more often than not. So you want to keep an eye on that. And when you see the yellow X popping up on time frames such as the 4-hour, higher hourly time frames, or medium to low hourly time frames, they can be very strong. So you want to realize that, as well as if you come down to the 2-day, even on the Heikin-Ashi candles, you got a yellow X right here. Typically, these come in twos. The first one brings you down. The second one brings you down a lot. And then the third and the fourth can signify seller exhaustion, could be signifying a local bottom. So that is popping up, right? And then also we had a blood diamond print. Now, this is a little while ago now, but we had a blood diamond print on the hourly. A lot of times when you see these come up, right, it's kind of, even if it doesn't happen immediately, it could foreshadow a pretty big dump incoming. And with that 2-day green dot, I am getting a little worried. And it's kind of hard to read, guys, with the weekly green dot. I mean, we're getting rare bullish signs, and then you get a lot of, and, I know I'm not the only person feeling like this. Even on crypto YouTube, I know a lot of other traders, a lot of other TA guys are feeling the same way. It's hard to read out there. But real quick, I just want to zoom in just to show you guys, you have to love the Market Cipher blood diamonds, right? They are absolutely dead on. I mean, you printed the blood diamond on the 15-minute and boom, you dumped. And
it's the most powerful, the most solid indicator in Market Cipher, I believe.
I would say, yeah, the blood diamond and the yellow X's are
they usually work together, though. So when you get the blood diamond and then you start getting yellow X's, boom, you know that thing's going down.
Yeah, for sure. Like the blood diamonds and the yellow X's, sometimes on my chart, I'll even turn off everything except for the blood diamond and the yellow X's just to make my chart cleaner. And they are the strongest signals. So I would agree with that 100%. But, we do have, there is a local golden pocket right here as well. So, I always tell people you want to find your key levels. You could have seen price come up to your key level, and then you get that blood diamond. And, there's your confirmation. You're coming up to key resistance. You get the blood diamond, and boom, you come down. And we came down quick. So, that's kind of my thoughts on Bitcoin, guys. Ethereum looking very, very similar. And then before I hop off, I'm just going to give you guys a little altcoin real quick, just because, guys, Cardano.
Hey, I told people over the last couple of days, like this thing could be getting ready to go, right?
So we have it printed now again, just because everything is so crushed right now. You might want to take the bearish signals with a little bit more of a grain of salt, just because we're so low. But you can't ignore this. We are printing a 2-day yellow X on Cardano, so that would be bearish. And you did have a confirmed daily blood diamond as well, which is pretty bearish.
But
Don't
I mean,
put my baby in a corner.
we're not really. While on this show, when we look at altcoin charts here like this, we're looking at it within a vacuum. You got to look at it in context of the larger market right now. So, like, I'm sure the blood diamond came because of the dump that came from Bitcoin dumping. Is basically what happened there. So. Cardano, I still think has a good chance to find some good momentum with the hard fork coming up. So I probably wouldn't read too much into this other than just the overall market. But you know what I thought about, Frank? It would be a really good idea. Put a poll up in the chat, see if people want this. BJ, what is the current poll you got up there? What is that poll? What's the poll?
Poll.
You don't remember?
Oh, I didn't set it up.
Oh, end it. End that one.
Ending.
Let's see what did people say. What was the question?
Smash that like button.
There it is. Have you shared the stream today? Oh, that's a great one. 1 out of 3 of you like us. Let's get that number over 50%, please, folks. But the thing I thought about is now we are really actually, for the first time, I believe, we are hitting a place where potentially, now there's not, well, we forecasted November, but where we could potentially be moving into a place where we might see the bottom. For the first time, we're getting close. Like it could happen this week. It could happen next week. I think probably somewhere between September to January is most likely, but you'd be a fool to think it couldn't come in August or late July, depending on how things shake down here. I think we're going to get the Fed announcement is going to push stuff down again from the FOMC meeting later this month. But here's why I say this, because now is a great time for us to do maybe a video series, or maybe we do it through a website where we create a portfolio from scratch and we start showing you what we would be doing with your situation. We could start with a $1,000 portfolio, a $10,000 portfolio, a $50,000 and a $100,000 portfolio. We could do that. And we could basically, from that point forward, we could keep that going all the way through the bull market, and people can see exactly what returns. Because it's so easy, guys, to go and cherry pick a video that I made from 2 years ago and say, oh, this coin's down to zero. He obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. But if you look at our overall gains from the bull market, I mean, we over 1,000x for sure. Over 1,000x total in our investments. So I think that would be really cool. Put a poll up for that. Would you like us to have a, how would we say this? Would you enjoy
model portfolio?
Why is it so hard?
Yeah, I don't know.
Should you buy cookies? Would you enjoy cookies?
I like cookies.
Should we do a sample portfolio viewable to the public?
Yeah. I know.
Well, and when I say sample, we'll really put money in it, like obviously, because I don't want to have 975,000% returns and not actually have money. So we'll actually have a portfolio that does have all those coins in it, and we'll follow along. So
yeah, I love that idea.
We may not do. Maybe we'll do 1,000 and 10,000. I don't want to move 100,000 over right now just for this. So we'll do 1,000 and 10,000 probably is what we'll do. and that would be really, really good.
Yeah, I think I know for a fact anybody from my community in here right now would love that.
Yeah, everybody thinks that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So hey, we'll put our money where our mouth is. Now that doesn't mean that like if we're at a place where we're accumulating because we think it's bottom-ish, look, it could still go. Once we put it in, it might go down 60% in the short term. You know, just like the guy that was up here the other day that was telling us he bought BiDAO token, which we had done a video on a long time ago. He said for about a year he was cursing me for buying it. And I don't know how much he put in, maybe $500, maybe $1,000, but in the bull market it turned into 10,000.
All right.
So good stuff. You just got to be patient. Patient wins here. So let's go ahead and run this out.
Yeah, that's all I got, guys. Bing bong.
Do it for charity. Do a portfolio for charity. All right, guys, back to the show here. I think that is a really, really good idea. I'm excited about that. So, and we'll show you, can you make $10,000 into $1 million from the bear market bottom? I think you can. All right, moving in here. Let's check this out, guys. Shorter buzz. Move to shorter buzz. Shorter buzz, actually. Shorter buzz. A lot of blue. A lot of blue. Algorand has added executives this week from JP Morgan, Citi, Cardano. Top talent has confidence in this L1. I will tell you this for sure. 2 coins that will be in our portfolio when we do this. I don't want to call it a challenge, a sample portfolio for you guys to follow along with. And of course, you could copy it. There might be a site out there where we could actually set up the portfolio. It's completely viewable and people can copy it very easy. I think there are places out there they can do it if you wanted to do that. Now, I can give you investment advice, show you what I'm doing. You can take that from where it is. If anyone thinks I'm a financial advisor, then they've watched this channel for all of 7 seconds. But what I would say about Algorand and HBAR, these are the 2 layer ones that I'm looking to break out from the pack of the middling layer ones from basically, I don't want to put Polkadot in that range. Everything but Cardano, Ethereum, and Polkadot. You know, I think it's got a good chance to compete. So we'll see what happens there. I do not believe Solana is going to have another gigantic run in the next bull run. It'll have a big run. It'll make returns for sure. But I don't think it's going to have nearly the percentage returns it had in the last one. So we love Algorand, very professional, created by the guy who basically the godfather of cryptography. So they're very serious over there at Algorand. So let's move on. Fed futures now see an 88% chance of another 75 bips and 12% of 100 bips. Wow. How about that? That is really crazy to think it could be 100% at the Fed meeting this month. Now, they've already teased us for 0.75. That will put us at 2.5%. If they announce another raise after that, that will be things, or no, we're 2.5 right now. That'd be 3.25%, right? I have to look this up. I can never remember what it is, ever. I can never remember. History of Fed hikes wiki. It's right here. We are at right now, we're at 1.75% right now. Yeah, so this will put us at 2.5%. 2.5% was kind of the goal they were looking to get to in the beginning of all this, and it hasn't changed anything. So if they do 100 points, that would put us at 2.75%. And then if we got another raise after that, we could be getting up to the 3-4% range. And you have to know, I think that the standard number for mortgage rates is like maybe 4.25 points above the Fed rate. The Fed rate. So the Fed rate is like 2.5. Then I think mortgages are like 6.75 or something like that. Or yeah, so I think that's right. So somewhere around there. Maybe somebody knows exactly what it is. But that's something to watch too, is these mortgage rates get out of control. People can no longer afford to put down payments down. Paintball for Life says, what would be a better investment, Algorand or Gala? I'm not a fan of Gala. I've made that very clear. I'm not going to like beat that community down or like throw it under the bus. I can be wrong. I can certainly be wrong on that. Maybe they, go off with flying colors. It's just not one that I'm super hopeful for. So I think Algorand slam dunk. Number one investment for me all time, all layer 1 platforms. They're where I've got the most bang for my buck the entire way. You got to look cyclically at which ones are going to be the next to break out. We were in Solana, down in single digits. Keep that in mind. Ben seems a little off today. Well, I didn't get my energy drink till I started the show. That's probably why. And guys, it's not super fun to forecast what's about to happen. And this is serious. I'm not going to be able to come out here and like cheerlead you guys and say, hey, we're going to the moon or this is almost over. I can't. And that 9.1%, that's a scary number, guys. That is a very, very, very scary number. All right, we got one more tweet or no? From Leah Helpern. Did anybody see the classification of girls on crypto Twitter? Somebody put out a meme where they had it was like 9 different squares of different categories, and they put all these people in it. It was pretty interesting where they put some people. It's not on looks or something like that, so it's not like some kind of masochistic thing or misogynist thing. Excuse me, could be both. But it's nothing like that. It's just grouping them in categories. I thought it was I don't know. I just know almost all the people that are on there, so it was pretty funny. All right, let's. She says, Leah Helpern says, 5 ways government confiscate your money. Number 1, taxes. Number 2, inflation. Number 3, freeze funds, like Canada and Lebanon. 4, actual confiscation, like in Cyprus. Number 5, CBDCs coming soon. That is pretty scary. Thank you for that super chat. What number is that? XIX?
XIX, yeah.
That's not a number. That's not Roman numerals. It's just XIX. 19? No. Is it 19? 19. I only know to 10. So, and I know to like 55 because of the Super Bowl, I guess. But I missed 19. I agree with this. Governments are always taking your money. Guys, but like, look, in a capitalist system, can you have where only private businesses do everything and the government does nothing? That's really hard to say because you really do need some regulation for some different things. I'll tell you, when you go to foreign countries, third world countries, went to Honduras, here's a good example. This really made me actually thankful for some of our American regulation. They had an earthquake several years ago. And there is a road right near Tegucigalpa, which is the capital there, also murder capital of the world, where an entire neighborhood of houses had fallen down a giant hill. It had been over a year at that point since it had happened. And all of the houses were still sitting at the bottom of that hill, like on their sides and broken up and tattering. Like there's no regulation on the roads. There's no regulation for, property or landscaping or anything like that. So definitely in America, it does make you thankful for. I came back more thankful for regulation than I had ever been before because I saw what happens when it's not there. So yes, the government is going to confiscate your money. The problem is we pay too much. I think taxes are a good thing, but we pay way too many taxes. And the government mismanages the money. In a perfect system, in a perfect world, the government is taking a fair share from people, and then they're doing positive things with that money that bring about change and increase the quality of infrastructure. But a lot of times they're not doing that. They're sending money to, Iran. Like, no, I don't want you to send money to Iran, basically in hush money. I don't want that. I don't want you sending money to countries that hate us just so we can keep them as, kind of under our control. And that's not to say like all of the crazy, science experiments and studies that the government supports and pays for that we don't need, that they give money to colleges and grants. If you look at some of these programs and like trials that happen at some of these colleges that are paid for by the government, like we don't need to understand what goes on in a male rat while he's having sex. I'm sorry, we that means nothing to us. Like we don't really need to know that, okay? And it gets way crazier than that. That was just a real surface level example. I've heard some things that are absolutely insane. The government doesn't know what to do with the money. That's the bigger problem than the taxes that we're paying. And because they don't know what to do with the money and they mismanage it, what do? Well, they take more of it from us. That's what they do. So her main point here, though, is to watch out for CBDCs. It's the opposite of what crypto is about. It's centralized, it's permissioned, and it is not transparent. It is private. And this is where governments can control your transactions. All of a sudden, If you don't have the jab, you're not allowed to spend money. That's how they force you to get it. So it's a very dangerous system that's going to be coming. It's going to appear as a beacon of light and convenience to so many people, and it will be more convenient than what we have now. But the things that come along with it, you always pay the price for convenience. So we need more LSD experiments. Well, count me out. I'll tell you that. Last LSD experiment I had, I ended up fighting 6 cops naked and in jail and overdosing and going to a coma. So that was not what probably I want to be doing. I know that. So all right, moving on here, talking about the CPI numbers here. The Fed measures inflation in Bitcoin terms, tries to fool the general public. The tables have turned. The Fed concedes that. I'll answer that VChat super chat, cryptocentric, and Q&A at the end. So move that over there, Frank. Gotcha. Tables have turned. The Fed concedes defeat and acknowledges Bitcoin. Of course, they twist both numbers and words to try to make it seem like the dollar is the better money, but we all know what's going on. What are you doing, hon? Hey. What's up? What are y'all doing? You shooting a video? Yeah? Come on up here. Come on up here. Come on up here. We're going to take a special pause here. This is, tell me your name.
Madden.
Talk in the mic.
All Madden Sports.
That's your channel, but tell them what your full name is.
Madden Armstrong.
Gotta speak louder.
Madden Armstrong.
All right. He's starting his own YouTube channel. What's it called?
All Madden Sports.
You gotta be all right.
All Madden Sports.
Yeah. See, it's a play, like all Madden, like John Madden football, all Madden, that's his name. And what are you gonna be doing on it?
Sports.
You gotta talk louder.
MLB the show. Like play with my friends, sports, and just doing sports with.
Talk louder.
Doing sports.
Okay. Now, give me an example of some of your titles.
Top 5 first basemen you have to have on your MLB the show 22 team.
That's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Give me your intro.
Mm.
Can you do it?
No.
No, you can't do it. He made a video yesterday where he did a little intro. He started his own YouTube channel, so it's going to be pretty exciting. So he's been begging to do it for years. And so there you go. That's little Madden. That's my oldest son. That's the baseball superstar right there. Proud of you. All right, guys, that was a little pause there. But back to the Fed here and depression. Of course, they twist both words and numbers to make it seem like dollars is better money. We all know what's going on. The first trick the Fed pulls to confuse the masses is to use a skewed concept of inflation and try to mix it with Bitcoin's admitted volatility. Even our currently high inflation rate in US dollars is dwarfed by the towering peaks of the inflation rate in Bitcoin. How stupid. Not to mention Bitcoin's wild gyrations. Never in the history of the US dollar has the inflation rate reached the heights that Bitcoin has on several occasions in a few years. Lying through their teeth to you. Lying through their teeth. The Fed tortures the data to try and make Bitcoin look bad. Their chart starts on January 1st, 2016. Bitcoin's price was around $430. It's $20K in a bear market right now. Bitcoin holders are literally up 45 times the fiat equivalent over that period. But look what they did at Fred. This is the place where the Fed puts out its fake numbers. Currently, high inflation rates in US dollar terms are dwarfed by the inflation peaks in terms of Bitcoin, and you can see it here, obviously. These are the inflation peaks. This is when, why would the inflation, this is for, I'm just saying on average, this is on Bitcoin. It's just the price fluctuations here, which is weird because it doesn't match the cycles. I don't know why it's so crazy like that. So Keynesians argue that deflation is bad and it collapses the economy. Austrians point out this is confusing the issue. Basically, two general sides of economics, if you didn't know. Bitcoin's inflation, on the other hand, is embedded in the code. We already know this is coming along. So they just continue to make themselves look stupid. And guys, we are in a crisis right now. You need to understand this. We are in an absolute crisis. And we don't know where this is going. We don't know where this is going macroeconomically in the large scale of things. And I've got to get back on this rant. I have to get back on this rant. I don't know what we have to do as a country. We have to fire Jerome Powell. How in the world does this guy still have a job? And you guys know I hate Janet Yellen. She should be a felon, taking bribes from banks in between being the Fed chair and the Treasury secretary. Scammer. I hate Gary Gensler. He's a lizard person. He looks like Skeletor. Dirty Gary, as we call him. The most corrupt out of all three of these people, for sure. Gary Gensler, well, Janet Yellen's right there with him. They are extremely corrupt. Jerome Powell, I don't know the level of corruption, but I know his level of manipulation is very high. Out of those three people, Jerome Powell needs to be fired worse than any of them. What do we do? How can we appeal to our politicians to fire this man? This man lied to you for 2 years, lied to you in the face for 2 years and told you we can print as much as we want and it doesn't affect inflation. So there's only two options here. There's only two options. Where's inflation? Over a 40-year high. It went over 9% today. Okay? And they had different numbers back then. We've tweaked the numbers to make them look smaller now. It's way over that. It's way over 9%. It's got to be closer to 25% in all reality. Maybe 20. He is either an absolute liar, or he's completely incompetent at his job at a fundamental baseline level. How? Joe Biden doesn't even know what day it is. He's not the one to do it. What can we need to start a movement as America. I had this tweet, and this shows you exactly how people are feeling right now in this country. Here it is. Let's see. Where is it at? I did this simple tweet the other day. It's got 800 likes on it. A good tweet for me is about 500. That's a good one. Some get thousands. This one has 809, which means this resonated with people. It didn't even say Bitcoin. It didn't even say crypto. All it said is, at what point do people choose revolution? When do you choose revolution? What was the point during the French Revolution where they all looked at each other and they said, we have to do something or this country is destroyed for our children? When do we do something? When do we stop talking about it and we do something? And I don't mean, friggin' storming Washington, D.C. I mean through whatever we have to do to hold these people accountable and get them fired for putting us in this situation. Jerome Powell is ultimately who pulls that trigger on that money printer. He's ultimately the one who pulls the trigger on the money printer. And he's killed all of us. So we need to start looking at options and actions, writing congressmen, writing senators, appealing to your local governments, figure out what we have to do to get this man fired from his job. Now, if you didn't know, the Fed technically is not a government agency. It's actually a private central bank. However, all the board members are appointed by the government. That's why I love when these people make this point. They're like, the Fed's actually a private business. It's not. That's all a lie. The government controls who's on the board. Like, do they control who's on the board of Microsoft? Maybe behind closed doors. Maybe one of them families that was accidentally mentioned on the channel yesterday does. But we've got to hold these people accountable. This is absolutely insane that we are looking at 9.1% inflation. Bitcoin, Ethereum slide because of it. This is just one of these things, guys. We have to do something. Like, are we going to hit 10%? Is this going to go? It went up 0.5% in 1 month. What they're doing it's not having an effect yet. It will eventually, but when it happens, when this actually starts, when this, we're full-blown recession right now, when this starts affecting people much more than it is now, and I've been talking to a lot of people, and I will tell you there are people out there, they're not even in crypto or barely in crypto. They are terrified right now. That they are scared because they're already extremely close to financial ruin themselves. They can't take another hit. Unfortunately, guys, I believe we're getting another leg down, so be prepared for that. And I'll say it. I said it yesterday, I think on Around the Blockchain, maybe on this show. It's too late to be prepared, guys. It's too late to get prepared. It's happening now. Time to get prepared was when you were making all the money in crypto last year, and we told you to take profits, and people called us weak-handed. So we had paper hands because we capitulated a lot of altcoins at some point in order to come back in at a lower price. And we did that, and it worked. People killed us for it. Those people with the diamond hands, those are the people that are going to have a hard time feeding their kids next year. Think about that. Or later this year even. But not even to mention a food shortage. Totally different story. The term Bitcoin crash is trending. No shocker here. Bitcoin's been marked dead at least 458 times since 2009. Comes back every time. Last year, just crypto was trending. Now we have, obviously, crypto crash trending, stuff like that. Bitcoin always gets written off. Guys, I ain't going to get too much into that because, obviously, y'all know that's not true. Y'all know this is bear market. We predicted this. We thought this was going to happen. Super chats. Julio, you, one day #1 channel in Latino America. Viva El Ben. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And potential price for ADA in the next bull run and Matic. Throw those in the Q&A.
Gotcha.
That one specifically. All right, let's go ahead and move down. Unforgettable name. Oh, he said, give that to Madden. It's his first super chat. Cool, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
lot of love for Madden in the chat.
A lot of love
And
for Madden.
it's
Listen,
all Madden Sports.
well, I don't think they've actually got it published yet.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
but we'll talk about when it happens. He's like recording his first video today. He's been begging me for 2 years to do it. And so we're finally, he's now ready. I told him he had to have a business plan. He had to know what he was doing. He was talking about some other kids he knows that do YouTube channels that are his age, that are his friends. And I said, and you've seen them? And he said, yeah. I said, they're trash, aren't they? And he said, yeah, they're trash. It's just some kids like turning on a camera and doing things, Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to make YouTube videos, especially kids. 89% of kids growing up today want to be influencers or YouTubers. #1 and #2 job. YouTuber #1, most sought after job. #2 is social media influencer. Okay, it's what they all want to do, but none of them want to do it the right way. They don't want to get their hands dirty. They don't want to have to work. They don't want to have to do all the things that will make their channel better than the other channels. That's why they fail. I waited until I thought my son was ready and that he actually has a plan. He's working on it. He's understanding expenses. He's understanding creating titles for himself and creating high-level content. And so very excited. It's going to be a good channel. And I'm not doing it. He's doing it. Of course, we'll have some editors work with him. Obviously, he's got an advantage over any random kid that starts because, well, I'm his dad. He's got it naturally. But #2, obviously, we have a lot of resources here to help him. But I think he's going to have a wildly successful YouTube career as long as he stays passionate about it and wants to do it.
I love that you wouldn't let him start it until he had a business plan.
Would not.
That's truly setting him up for success.
Yeah. He needed to know what he was going to do.
Mhm.
He'd be like, I think I want to do something on like video games. Son, that ain't going to cut it. Like, what does that even mean? Well, I could like play video games and no. What's the point of the channel?
Mhm.
So, anyways, he's done a really good job. James Bowler says invest in precious metals, brass and lead. I know Tom Crown loves looking at all that stuff. Should we accumulate Proton during the bear market? I'm just not really that focused on Proton right now, to be honest with you. It was a good altcoin in the bull run, but for right now, I just haven't been following it. Spike, slow Q2, VC dollars are coming back to crypto. Saw somebody talking about this. Maybe it has the tweet in here. It doesn't. But basically, what I was told by or I can't remember if I read it in a message or if it was somebody tweeting. But what they said is, they said the time to take a break was January through March or December through March. Even as late as April, when the price really dropped, that's when some of the VC firms were getting back interested in getting back in because the majority of people who were going to leave had probably already left at that point. Many more will leave now. Hopefully you're not one of them. If you're watching Bit Squad, we want you to stay here and get the best for your portfolio during this next 2.5 years to 3 years while we hit all-time highs again. But VCs, they run the world and they know when to put the money in. And I can tell you, we're looking at potential valuations for we're looking for potential valuations at a project that we are working in collaboration with that is going to rock the internet, the crypto world, the NFT world, destroy OpenSea. So we're getting insane valuations. It's not launched. Like we're deep in the development. It should be done by the middle of August, beta, ready for beta. But the valuation numbers are still very high. They're still very crazy. People are raising money out of control right now. It's a little bit harder if you're a smaller fish, but bigger fish, it's coming in. And so that's what this is about. This is from Tushar Jain, managing partner at Multicone Capital. He says our valuation for any project comes down to 3 major variables versus market size. Second is margins or value capture. And the third is execution risk. Traditional investment firms are looking to build their crypto portfolios. And what we're looking at for a raise, we have already got so much freaking attention from the VC world on this. So many inquiries. Like, we're going to have to basically figure out a way to slow down the valuation. And we're going to have to tell a lot of people who want to invest in it that they're not going to be able to, because we don't want to give away that much equity, because it's going to be a massive project. So people are throwing more money than we want to take. Think about that. If you've ever been in that situation where somebody was like, let's take it to Magic City. Let's take it to Magic City here. I hear they got really great chicken wings. I was in the parking lot one time. I've never been inside. I don't go to strip clubs. I don't do that. It's not my thing. But Magic City, very famous strip club here in Atlanta. Okay. You have a nice young lady, talented lady out there. Let's say the rappers are coming in that night. T.I.'s coming with them bands. Future coming with them bands. Lil Wayne, maybe he shows up. Lil Weezy shows up. You got them bands. You think she's going to be up there, performing her professional act and say, that's enough. Keep them hundreds. Keep them hundreds in your pocket. Don't throw them up here. No. She's going to say, make it rain. That's what businesses usually do. But there's so much money wanting to come in right now that we're having to say, let's slow down a second. Like, I don't think we need that much money. Like, that's a really interesting place to be in. And I thought when we first started talking about doing a raise, that it was going to be really hard to raise money right now. It's not. So I can 100% back up what this article is talking about. Institutional investor sentiment about Ethereum improves as merge approaches. I do want to say I am going to be on the record. I've said this a few times, but I guess I just kind of want to make it a thing. I want to make it a thing with Benjamin Cowan, and maybe he can come on the show and we can talk about it. But Benjamin Cowan, into the cryptoverse, awesome dude, great content, very, very smart, data scientist, approach things from a data perspective. He believes Bitcoin is going to 60% dominance. I disagree with him on that. I actually no longer think we're going to get above 50. I don't think we're going to get above 50%. Why? And I made this argument with him on Twitter one day. As this merge approaches, Ethereum is going to start sucking that market cap back from Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is going to go down. Ethereum dominance is going to rise dramatically. And then not only that, but the validator nodes are locked up for 6 months, even after they launch fully on ETH2. People can't sell. That's going to add a liquidity crunch in an already less inflationary Ethereum. So I think it's definitely a great call for the VCs to be raising money right now and for people to be bullish on Ethereum. So, Benjamin Cowan and I disagreed on the lengthening cycles. We agreed on the diminishing returns. I won that one. And that was a win. I won that one. Now, we would have hoped it was a longer cycle and people made money, but it didn't. We said we didn't subscribe to that. We stick to the 4-year cycle theory. So, Benjamin Cowan, we'll see if it hits 60%. You win. If it doesn't go over 50, I win. If it's somewhere in the middle, then we both lose. So there you go. Well, I put that out there. Maybe we get him on the channel. Now, in the last bear market, Bitcoin dominance got up to, I think, 71%. So his numbers are completely, realistic based on history, but I just don't think that we're going to see it. Next, we've got U.S. Treasury asked for public input on crypto benefits and risk. Well, I'll be, if it is not the Tweety Bird monster herself. Tweety Bird monster. Tweety Bird. Hey, I'm Janet Yellen. Would you like to pay me $6 million for a Zoom speech? Mr. J.P. Morgan? Mr. Fidelity? Mr. BlackRock? Can I get 6? Zombie. I'm a zombie. Feed me bribes. Feed me bribes. Janet Yellen. Sorry.
It's really not far off.
Guys, let's feed me bribes. Feed me brains and bribes. Okay. Treasury Department, led by that lady, they are now seeking comments on the benefits and risks of cryptocurrencies, according to a statement. Now, keep in mind, Treasury Secretary ran by the banks. On the top priority, the protection of stakeholders, the statement says, the rise in use. Oh, Chris Maddox with a $20 super chat for Madden. Thank you guys for being so supportive of me and my family. Like, I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Well, you guys have expressed care about my dad, concerns about my dad. Had a second round of chemotherapy a few weeks ago, getting ready for third round, maybe next week or the week after. It's hard. It's been hard, obviously. But he's making it through. He's been up here in the studio 2 times, so it's been good. I just appreciate you guys all so much. And I tell you, we're writing this book, and I'm gonna try not to cry. I don't cry on the channel. I have no emotions. We're writing a book. It's gonna be called Catching Up to Crypto. It's coming out. It'll be available for pre-order by Christmas. We don't think they'll get shipped till January at the current estimation. Raoul Powell's supposed to be doing the forward. He said loosely he would look at it. I think he will do it. We'll see. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be a great book. I was writing the dedication this morning for it. I was just looking back on the history of this channel and where I came from and where I'm at and all the people that have been here the whole time, family, friends, everything, employees, not the whole time, but, at least since 2020. And, I'm just so appreciative and so grateful for everything. I know I zing people in the comments, and I know I get a lot of hate, and it's what it is at this point. But from the bottom of my heart, I love this community a lot, and we're going to win. We're going to win big. There's a lot of people out there saying that this channel had its rise in 2021 and that blah, blah, blah. I'm the Michael Supo man of this, bull run, blah, blah. No, we still going to be at the top. We still going to be at the top because there's not a channel that cares more about their subscribers than this one. I promise that. Okay. All right. The rise in use of digital assets and differences across communities may also present disparate financial risk to less informed market participants or exacerbate inequities. This is interesting because this drives home the point of what we're trying to do with accredited investing laws. Change that. U.S. goes full steam ahead on crypto regulation. It's long been criticized for its slow approach. Now it's looking to do it. They are looking for comments on the the benefits of crypto. So we'll see what happens there. I'm sure it's going to be way pro crypto. It's going to be pro federal digital dollar. It's going to be pro CBDC. I know that. Crypto is an investment in nothing, Charlie Munger says. Well, somebody said something to me really, really interesting one time. So the guy was an atheist, still is an atheist to this day. And we were talking, obviously, I'm not. I'm a Christian, a big part of my life, obviously. And, we were having this conversation. He was like 19 at this point. I was probably 20. And, there's a strong argument, in my opinion, for Christianity, or look, if you want to get a simulation theory, it fits that as well, is that we don't know anywhere where something comes from nothing, right? Like, there had to be a starting point. The ingredients are the Big Bang. Like, where do they come from, right? And you end up in this kind of circular area where you're trying to figure out something that you can't possibly imagine, right? Ben and Biden, 2024, I wouldn't run with them. But basically what you're trying to do here is, there's got to be a beginning. That's what I believe. I do believe that. I think that is a very strong argument. What it is, we can disagree with what that is, but there's got to be something that created something, right? There's just nothing. And our fundamental understanding of everything is meaningless. And he told me, he said, well, if you think about it, we are actually just made up of nothings. We're all nothings. If you actually break down the smallest particles of our bodies, it's nothing. The smallest particle of a star, it's nothing, right? So really, in a sense, we're made of like a quintillion or gigaplex or whatever the higher number is of nothings inside of our body. So that's like kind of interesting way to look at it. Crypto is an investment in nothing. And I think this is kind of almost the same thing. You make this same kind of argument, which is everything is really nothing, right? You're investing in a hope is what you're investing in. When you're investing in US dollars, you're investing in the belief that that's going to spend a certain way. And we all have to agree what that is. What are those prices? You go to Six Flags or you go to Disney World and the prices for a Coke are $6. You go to Kroger and it's $1. It's determined by the belief that that value has in one geographic, location or a digital location. So when you look at treasury bonds, look, guys, everybody says treasury bonds are guaranteed. Well, right now the yields are going up, which is bad. So it's not great. What I'll tell you is the belief that your government is still going to exist by the end of the bond and that they're going to tax their citizens. There's no guarantee of that. There's no guarantee the United States is here in 10 years in its current structure. We believe that it is, and it will be, but there's a chance that it won't be. Who knows what might happen between now and then? So the fact, revolution, maybe we change the name of the country. We have a civil war, break into 2 countries. I don't think that'll happen, but some people suggest it. So really, when you're investing in a stock, you're investing on predicted performance as well of that stock, which is not guaranteed. Really, everything is investing in nothing. It's investing in a belief and a trust that we all have between each other that this is worth that. Like, think about this. When you're investing in a stock, you're investing also into the US dollar because that stock is a US dollar value that you're withdrawing out. So with inflation, that affects stock prices. So, this guy is clearly a lizard person at this point. I don't see how in the world that is not a mask that he can pull off. And he has a gigantic, sweeping tongue underneath. How is this guy still alive? How is he still alive? Crypto Tim says, Ben, I think you guys are the most genuine channel. You guys may not have been right on every call. We're certainly not. But you always care for us. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that's the sentiment that, members of this channel and this community have. Charlie Munger's at it again. He scoffed at crypto, saying he would never in his life touch any of them. Well, great. Good thing he ain't buying Bitcoin in the next 6 months. How long does this guy have? He's like 100 years old, 98. He's 98 years old.
Crazy.
Literally 98. That is so wild. Known for its significant holdings in publicly traded companies like Coca-Cola, Atlanta company, Bank of America, American Express, Apple, Berkshire Hathaway is currently valued over $600 billion, making it the 7th largest corporation. Of course, he's Warren Buffett's business partner. Crypto is an investment in nothing. And the guy who's trying to sell you an investment in nothing says, I have a special kind of nothing that's difficult to make more of, added Munger while comparing the new asset class to an open sewer full of malicious organisms. What the? This guy is on one. This guy's on one. It's hard for me not to just say die already. It's hard for me not to say that. When he's attacking us like this, I'll say this. I would certainly not say he's got a family and he's got, I don't know, he might have outlived all his children at this point. Living at 98 is not normal, only kept alive by the, the lizard people theory is kept alive by the blood of children. But I'm not going to say that about him because I don't know if he's involved in that. That's not a real thing, by the way. I don't actually believe in that. But what I would say is that sentiment needs to die off. What you see a lot of times is the attitudes and behaviors of older generations have such a large impact on the following generations, and they're not able to operate at full capacity because the things that work for the older generation die out and they don't work for the newer generation anymore. And that's what we're looking at here now. This investing in a stock and waiting 25, 30, 40 years to retire, that is not something people are interested in now. People are now more than ever interested in living their lives, going, traveling, seeing the world. The world has opened up in a way we've never seen before in metaverse, borderless digital economies, right? We're seeing this where people want to have more fun. They don't want to work 8 hours a day every single day. I enjoy it. My generation will hold back the generation behind it. Surely they'll want to remote work and I won't let them. But so but we're only one generation removed. You got this guy who's, I don't even know what they call those, the Wild West, the Wild West generation. Is that what the Civil War generation? The Jurassic Age? Wherever he's from, I don't know. What I would tell you is he's still holding back people. He's giving bad investment advice to people right now. Just the same way the Fed lies to you about the Bitcoin numbers. He's giving you bad investment advice, unequivocally. Warren Buffett is giving you bad investment advice. What do they care? What do they care? They already think you're an idiot. So anyways, that's all about that guy. I just can't believe they're both still alive. That's the hardest thing for me to grasp.
They're from the
That's
land
why
before time.
that's why I keep like wanting to say like, when will they die? Because not because I'm trying to like kill them off, but just how long are they going to live? 119 years and then the record or something like that. Sri Lanka Central Bank reiterates crypto warning following protesters seizing president's residence. Amid economic and political turmoil, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, or CBSL, has warned the public. Did he ever show up, by the way?
I don't think so. No.
He never showed up. Well, we were supposed to have a special XRP guest on today, but didn't happen for whatever reason. It's fine. We'll get it rescheduled. Announcement came amid inflation in Sri Lanka, reaching more than 54%. Bank rates are 15.5%. Holy crap. 45%. Inflation is roughly 45%. Guys, there has always been this idea that we can't see this in America, and yet we're seeing it. Now, I do not believe we will ever see hyperinflation in America. I can't say ever in our lifetimes, because the world's countries are too vested in the dollar to let that happen. It would basically destroy the world economy in a sense. So I don't think we'll see hyperinflation, but it's still getting worse, guys. So I don't know where it stops. Though publicly expressing warnings, Sri Lanka Central Bank previously helped develop a KYC proof of concept project, part of a government initiative aimed at exploring blockchains and crypto mining. $12 trillion gold discovery will cement Bitcoin's global reserve status. I think this is a false story, isn't it?
I don't know. That would be pretty
This is
big,
from
though.
Johnny. I think this is a false story, isn't it? This is a Uganda story about the gold that was found. This is real. You got to be kidding me. Okay. Once again, there is a asteroid floating around Jupiter. Enough gold on it. Is it Jupiter or Saturn, BJ? Do you know? He doesn't know. To give.
Zingers flying around this morning.
He said, I only study Uranus. He loves that planet. It's cold. It's a water planet, I think. Okay. So, anyways, the point is there enough gold to give every person on Earth $9.2 trillion worth of gold? That's how much gold. Now, supply and demand, that wouldn't work. But that's how much gold there is up there. So for this one, they just doubled the gold market cap overnight. Now, it's not literally going to double. Why? Because the London Stock Exchange, every day, they have a meeting every single morning, and the people on the board of that stock exchange literally set the price of gold every day, just on what they feel like it should be. That's true. Y'all can look that up. It is insane when you really dig into that. But they won't allow this to come into the supply. They control the supply of gold. And, there's a lot of claims of controls of the manipulation of the silver market as well. Uganda's president announced multiple surveys have discovered 31 million metric tons of gold ore. It would be worth $12 trillion and increase the global supply by more than 2.5x. Total amount of above ground gold is 200,000 tons. The discovery alone is 320,000 tons, and it could bring it up to 520,000 tons of gold. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Uganda, be kidding me. Okay, so there you go. This is why gold is a Bitcoin is a superior asset to gold in every form. Johnny B. Good says, super chat, $5. Hi, Ben. This solution to remove Powell is with the truth found in a warriorcalls.com common law versus legal praise for your dad and family. Okay, so there is a website you can go to. Put that on the Q&A, just like to hold it, because I would like to visit that later. I mean, not to talk about, but just to have to actually go to on the internet. Here we go. XRP, if you're in the XRP army, throw the X up. Make sure to throw the X up if you're in the XRP army. A lot of good news coming out for Ripple over the last couple of days. Hypocrisy. Judge denies SEC motion to keep Hinman Doc secret in Ripple case. So this, I would have to have Jeremy Hogan actually come on and say this, but this officially means we're seeing these emails, I believe. That's big news. The United States SEC has suffered a blow in its case. It blows in general. Against Ripple after a U.S. judge denied its claim for attorney-client privilege regarding internal documents related to the Hinman speech. Magistrate judge, like an administrative judge, basically, Sarah Netburn, she said this in her ruling. The hypocrisy in arguing to the court, on the one hand, that the speech is not relevant to the market's understanding of how or whether the SEC will regulate cryptocurrency, and on the other hand, that Hinman sought and obtained legal advice from the SEC counsel in drafting his speech, suggests that the SEC is adopting its litigation positions to further its desired goals and not out of a faithful allegiance to the law. The SEC has now been weighed and measured, and they have been found guilty. That is what she is saying there. You are guilty of hypocrisy. You are guilty of manipulating the facts and the presuppositions of this case to fit a narrative that you're now trying to present that did not match what you were doing at the time. And we're going to see that in those emails. Jeremy Hogan talked about this a lot. He said this was not even a nuanced opinion. Judge Netburn tore apart every SEC argument for attorney-client privilege of the Hinman emails. This was not even a nuanced opinion. What was the results of the last poll? Like 90%? Something like that?
They didn't pop. It didn't pop up.
Oh, you didn't pin it. Or what? Yeah, what happened there? That's weird.
I don't. What is it?
What is that?
Yeah, what is this? Did you do that?
Nick probably did that.
Oh.
Nick does these weird polls. He does a lot of weird polls. He'll tell us what it is later, what the results were. So anyways, there you go. That's what's going on with the case. Big news. Ripple and NFT Pro collaborate to bring Ducati NFTs to life using XRP Ledger. So anybody tells you XRPL is centralized, they are a low IQ, low class idiot. On Tuesday, fintech firm Ripple announced it's excited to partner with Ducati Motor Holding. Oh man, you know what would be cool? Maybe we could get some. Maybe we could get some Ducati motorcycle riding, like trick riding at our XRP conference.
Ooh,
That would be freaking.
that would be
sweet.
really cool.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Like where they ride in the sphere.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
riding the sphere. That would be cool. Yeah. Speaking of sphere, might be a Easter egg for y'all. Hey Ben and Frankie, I pretty much have all my XRP involved. Would you start to accumulate more, or do you think we'll get it back from Vault? I mean, I'm certainly not against you accumulating more as a hedge. And also, what's the downside? It's very low price right now. So I think Vault, you're getting your money back. I do believe you're getting your money back with Vault. That's part of the acquisition. Maybe you get 75% of it. That's about the loss that they have in funds. But you might get it all off there as well. I'm not sure. All right, here we go. Quick hits. California regulator investing crypto interest accounts. Matt Damon, Gwyneth Paltrow, Larry David Mott for crypto promotions and new South Park movie, albeit in a terrible way. I don't want to watch this clip, I'm sure. They didn't put me on there. But I can say we do have, speaking of me and celebrities, I'll have more for you guys on this soon. But I am going to be speaking at InvestFest 2022. You can pop this up. 2022, I am going to be speaking. They don't have me on the list here. We're still working out agreements and stuff like that. But this is, through Ian Dunlap and from the EYL channel, Earn Your Leisure. They're putting this on. Steve Harvey, Rick Ross, come back to that. Charlemagne the God, Earn Your Leisure, Ian Dunlap, 19 Keys, see if there's anybody on there, Dan Cathy. A lot of people are going to be there speaking about this, about different investment philosophies. I'm going to be on a panel, I believe. But this is my opportunity to finally call Rick Ross out for calling me out. You remember Rick Ross asked me, he's like, you BitBoy cryptos, you make any money? Well, I guess Ricky Rose, we're going to see. We're going to see if I did. I hope that we're there on the same day. I'm going to show him. I got to show him the Gucci tracksuit from that joke picture, right? I have to, right? I have to. I get basically a walk-up song. We have to choose a walk-up song. Like when we get introduced. And I was thinking about I should do something Atlanta. I love Atlanta. But my favorite jam right now, and has been for a while, is Scared Money Don't Make No Money by YG. Yes. It's a great song. Now, CryptoVade's got a song by a different rapper with the same name, but that's a great song. I love that one a lot. But anyways, you guys check out InvestFest. You can get tickets. We may have a coupon code. I don't know for sure. But it's here in Atlanta in August 4th through the 5th. Love to see a lot of you guys out there for that. I love those EYL guys. Ian is going to come tour here in a few weeks. But I will tell you, those are some of the best, most genuine, caring people out there about their audience, helping them. I've never met a group of people that I line up more with my ideals on crypto investing than those guys right there. We have the exact same philosophy on stuff, and very, very glad to be collaborating with them. Bored Ape Troll sued by Yuga Labs. Let's just do quick hits.
Quick.
Yep. Do quick hits.
Q&A, you mean?
I mean, yeah, Q&A.
Okay, so we have, let me pull you back up. We have from Will Yum Yum, BitBoy Crypto, thoughts on Chili's for the next bull market.
Well, I mean, it almost went under after the pandemic. Our local one, We go by there and there will be one waitress in there. It is really sad to see. I would say probably like the biggest flaw in the tokenomics of Chili's, the restaurant, the restaurantomics, is they change their menu too much. They will have an incredible menu. Like they used to have the Shiner box sauce for the ribs. They used to have really, really, really good wings like 12 years ago. They changed the wing recipe. They had what? They had the big mouth burgers, had the big thick bacon on it. They got rid of that. I mean, they never know what they want to be. So look, Chili's, I'm out on Chili's. Now, the NFT project Chili's, I think it's got potential. Did it see its best run in 2021? It may have potentially, but they're doing a lot of like actual real world partnerships and stuff. I think Chili's is going to be a player in the game. It's not my top. It's not what I'm invested in, but I think there is potential with Chili's for sure.
All right. Cooper.
TJ's not fired. TJ's at C12 today. And I want to say this real quick. If you are if you live in the United States, but also specifically if you live in the Atlanta area, C12 is a nonprofit board of Christian CEOs. We get together once a month. We talk about different things that go through our business. You have to do at least 7 figures in revenue a year. I think you have to have at least 3 employees. It is, Christian focused, but it's very business. A lot of the stuff that we've done in our organization and how we've been able to scale are things I learned from there. If you're in the Atlanta area, we would love to. Our board has several seats open. We meet in Marietta. It's the Atlanta Country Club once a month. So if anybody's interested in that, find me on LinkedIn, send me a message, and I'll point you in that direction. If you're interested on a national level, you can certainly look up C12 and check out that organization. I did want to say that. Next question.
Next question. This one just came in. I like it. From William Lumpkin. How long will the accumulation zone be? Months or years? Sorry for asking so many times.
Well, in general, if you look at the last bull run, for example, it hit probably peak accumulation in not March pandemic wick notwithstanding. If we didn't get that wick, it would have been a different time period. Of course, the wick was the best last chance to accumulate, but that shouldn't have happened. That's not something normally we see in the Bitcoin cycle. I don't think we'll see that again. So what I think is, if you look at the number of months for perfect accumulation, it would have really been the perfect accumulation zone was about 4 months after the bottom, about 1 month before the bottom. So from about early November to I think March, that was your lowest accumulation zone. After that, from March until January, you had an additional 8 months. Is that right? No, not 8 months. That would be 11. 9 months. You had an additional 9 months, basically, to be able to accumulate great prices all across altcoins. So I think potentially we are heading into that zone right now. So serious accumulation could be going on somewhere over the next 4 months, but it might not. If our November call is correct, which I'm losing a little faith in right now because of the swirl of a perfect storm. But if that were correct, then you would have, the same amount of months, but it would start then. So we could be looking at right now, accumulation zone starting. We bottom maybe next month. I think it is potential. And then for the rest of the year, the best accumulation zone as we head into the next year. I think you'll have that entire year to accumulate, basically. Fall of 2023, I think we start to make significant moves back up over 20K, over 25K, over 30K, over 35K maybe. And then it'll take us about a year to hit all-time highs after that. That's what I see happening. So any other ones? Is that it?
We got one more. Ben, being that you got out of VeChain, do you think it will survive this bear market, and will you have it in the sample portfolio?
I will not have VeChain in the sample portfolio because we just don't invest in VeChain. We were for a long time, but I just think there's too many geopolitical factors between us and China for me to support the coin that China likes. That's a personal decision. Certainly, if you want to make money, the ROI on that will be there. When we were looking at trimming portfolio, we had to make hard decisions, and we had to get down into nuance on pros and cons, and that was kind of the factor that pushed us over the edge. But I do believe VeChain will succeed. I think it will be the number one smart contract, it is a smart contract platform, but number one supply chain tracking platform. And I also believe that it is moving a little more international now. So if it starts establishing itself is less China and more international, then I could easily go back to it. So that's well, but you also have to consider any Chinese country that goes international, all that money is getting funneled back to China. So, but anyways, all right, guys, that is all. That is all. What is this guy saying? This guy says, "I'm lying to your face." No, sir. No, sir. You are lying to yourself. And this is what let me talk about this guy. And I hate doing this, but I'm going to do it as we close the show today. I'm going to do this. I don't like to give anyone that makes slanderous stuff about me, I don't like to give them any amount of publicity at all. I don't like to. We had a hand in getting a channel removed recently. We have a team that works on that kind of stuff. When you're slandering and you're libeling and you're doing tortious damage to my business out of falsities, then we're coming after you. Just know that we are coming after you because I don't put up with that. If you have opinions on things that I do, and I don't agree with that, that's fine. You can say any opinion about me that you have, but you're not going to make up lies about me. I stand on that. My name is the most important thing that I have, along with my good looks, obviously. So many times in this space, the good people are portrayed as the bad people, and the bad people are portrayed as the good people. Okay? There's a reason why almost every big YouTuber is a friend of mine, and they like me. And I go on their channels, and they come on my channel. And people like those people, who's the outlier here? Do you really think I'm the outlier? You think I'm the villain in crypto? I'm the one sole scammer and villain in crypto. It's me. But yet somehow almost every respected person in this space, CEOs of crypto companies, big influencers, we get along and they like me. And they know that I'm genuine. Okay. But this guy that made this video that was removed, we didn't have a hand in removing this video. I would assume Carl or Costa probably did. But this guy, Ryan Mata, okay, this is an example of a bad person parading as a good person. He makes shock value videos, digging up things about YouTubers. In this video that was removed, he literally point blank lies to his audience. He claims that I was involved in this giant Costa scam and that I was paid to promote it. We're very clear. That is a lie. I was never paid a single dime, a single Satoshi. I believe in Carl, and I think he's going to come back in the next market. I do. I do believe he's going to come back. I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. He's going to make a lot of people look stupid. Now, if Carl never rolls out the app with it and it doesn't work, then it'll fail, and I'll take my words back. But he is smart. He's one of the smartest business guys in crypto, okay? He's a winner, and I think it is eventually going to win. Does it go to $1 or $10, $1 zillion, $50, whatever? I don't know. I don't know what the price of the token is going to do. I assume it will go up if it gets use case. But you're not going to make up a lie about me and say something that's true. That makes you worse than the things that you're trying to call people out for. Same thing with Rand. He made up all kinds of lies about Rand as well. I don't know what they were. I don't watch these videos. I don't ever watch these videos. I only go off what people say because I don't give those videos views. But my lawyers do. I'll tell you that much. My lawyers do. So it's a warning shot to this guy. You're next, bud. You're next on the list. You want to make up lies, provable falsities? Run with truth. Run with that. Run with truth. Run with opinions. You want to make up lies? Let me tell you, you're going to get it. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good way out. I love the Bit Squad, though. Y'all are great.